Oh god. Starting off with a good old cough. That's what you like to hear. Okay. Oh, right, I need to do the thing, the other thing. Just draw. If you like. Oh god, my throat is kind of not great today. Took my anti-cough allergy medicine. It didn't help. Okay, I've got my brand new timer. Well, hopefully this thing will work. I'm gonna start timing myself doing figure drawings. So again, 30-minute figure drawings with the time increasing gradually from 1 minute to 2 minutes to whatever. Okay. Okay. Oh no, that's too low. Uh-oh. Okay, that's vaguely humanoid. Another arm. On this pose before. Something like that. For 30 seconds. Get all caught up in details. Stupid stuff like that. Okay, whatever. Not great. Look like this, and then you look like that. Okay. three more of this. Three more of these. There's the spine, more or less. Arm. Okay. The general form. Just draw the general pose. Head. This is way more difficult to draw at an angle than it is on a flat piece of paper. Super annoying. Sitting person. This, their neck. Putting the head out just a bit. Almost like, oh, yeah, something like this. Arm is like that, and then her other arm comes across. Okay. 30 seconds. Time for 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. It has pelvis down there. Upper body up here, with the upper body facing more to the left. This is like pinched, and then that line goes that direction. The bottom is tilted away. And got the leg like that. Oh, that pelvis is actually much bigger. That line is actually not visible. Something like that. Oh. This is straight because this is going away. Super far away. Okay, that was 1 minute. That's super cool. Okay, standing pose. Here, head. Sort of looks like. Arms are pretty much straight on one leg. That was a minute? Are you serious? It's not fine. It looks bad. Bean. Draw the bean. Basically, you can see the whole back. Even if this part feel like the angle of her ribcage. Okay, so that's this. Angle is a angle. The leg is a little bit angled away. This is actually looks like that. And leg. Basically like this. Arm coming down, arm going up behind, and then head. Oh man, what is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? here. Box. Corner. And then from this box, back muscles here, arm muscle reaching out, head, arm down like that, and then the other leg comes out. Yeah, that counts. Another neutral standing. Okay. Up. Gonna zigzag out again. Something like this. And then over here, go her over here. That's up just a bit. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what that was. Hope it didn't mess anything up. Volume okay? Yeah, okay. Alright, we keep going. Wait, no, we pause because we just switched to 5 minutes. Nope, don't cancel. Oh. Okay, you're just being weird. Computer. What is this pose? Arm is down in front. Like finishing this pose. Alright. Okay, computer. You're just messing with me at this point. Okay. Alright, computer. How do I make you shut up? I can't, apparently. Okay. This can't be my headset, can it? My headphones? I'm gonna be so annoyed if it is. Right, as long as I can still hear sound, that's fine. Here's the wrong layer. That's okay too. This is 30 seconds. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. You were the first 5-minute pose. Let's go. Go. Head. Let's draw like a rectangle. That's where the head's looking. And then the body is coming down. Standing on one leg again. Other one is just kind of slack. And then the arms are up. What is this? What is unplugged? What was unplugged? Computer, please. Hello? Computer? What? Huh? Fuck this. I'm just gonna deal with this stupid ass USB sound. The computer explodes and so be it. Okay, never mind. That's actually getting really annoying. really starting to piss me off. Oh man, you really are being a pain in the butt, huh? Oh, I'm gonna get so angry. Okay, alright. Hip. Cross, here the other hip. This woman is not this lean. This is hip. And the leg begins. That's like hip. Almost to the leg. I didn't measure this at all. I'm sure it'll be fine. Now we're at the But coming sort of like this. Not quite, but good enough. What is... oh. Yeah, computer? Trying to be annoying and terrible? Not that bad. Something like this. Not quite. That's a huge foot, that's way too big. The adductors. Should be a little higher because her arms are raised. Arm out like this. Basically a straight shot. The arm isn't long enough. Arm is not long enough. Muscle behind. Something like that. Could be better. I only have 5 minutes, so go back. I want to put in those shadows, just even if it's just to suggest. Big computer, you're really trying to push my buttons here. Line there, and then along. Pretty much. Okay. Second 5-minute pose. 45-degree angle here. Okay. This is a straight shot, but the stomach is gonna bulge out a little. Yeah. Basically gonna be like this. box comes like this. A little bit tilted down here. This box is at an angle. Okay. Her face tilted up? Don't know what angle, but this one is probably fine. Now my hand. Not a good sign. And arms are up, so... Okay, so this is back. This is the chest. Something like this. How to get all that? Go for like the arm folds and everything. Impossible. Okay. Legs come out to the same angle. Down. And her whole foot, it matches up basically. Left of the end of the left. Left? Right. That's way too bent. Way too low. That's not what this looks like at all. Oh, okay. Dang, computer, you really trying to piss me off, huh? Piss me off, speedrun. 20%. That's not how that's supposed to look. Damn, if I'm gonna spend time on that here. Pretty much comes down from body and then the rest of the leg. Remember, the length of the bottom part overall is shorter. Actually more muscular here in the calf. Feel like a dancer or something, because that's some really strong calf muscle. Okay, hold on, I'm not done. I'm gonna put those hints of shadow on here. Over here, there is that. Like two lights. One from the front and one from the back. Her back. here. Here. Okay. The curve of the adductors and then of the hamstrings, and then right in there. Right, that part where I don't remember what that's called, but there's something. And then this follows the form of the calf. Oh. More like aggressive there? I don't know. And then right down to the heel. Okay. Ooh, just big arm shadow. That's what that human being looks like. Okay. This sucks. This is a terrible 10-minute pose. Man. Alright. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Smaller. Okay, move you to the smaller. Oh no. Whatever, I'll just scoot you over here. He'll be happy there. I'll make another layer for 10 minutes. Pencil. This is a pencil. Ten minutes. Okay. How to describe this? It's an old man sitting on the floor. And he just looking seen from above with one leg like up and one leg like bent out. And one arm is resting on his right leg. Doesn't seem so bad, but everything is foreshortened. For his torso. Well, no, everything is foreshortened, so that's not great, because I'm not good at that. Okay. Be in time. Time. This is this. Then we've got another beam here. Direction that he's facing is like... Shoulders are like that. And then his hips. This down below, I think. And then... okay. Hip area. Oh, it's actually kind of tilted. Tilted back just a little bit. Tilted back just a smidge. That's gonna be okay. Alright. Do this. Why did I reflect it? There was nothing there. Okay, so midline goes is something like this. Down the front, and it's hidden by where the flap, and then it comes back around to the front of hips. Here we've got folds. It's like bent like bunching in over here. Just stop flipping it. I'm not doing anything. Oh, this leg first. This. What are we looking at? Tube. At vaguely this angle. What is gonna come out to be it? Want this here. The heel? Where's the heel? No, that's right. right? Like that. Okay, that's fine. And the knee is like... Again, right. This is muscle group. And then the adductors curve like that, and then this part curves like this. Okay, so we've sort of got then that like double group thing, like this big part of the leg and then that part here. Alright. How am I gonna draw this other leg? And like the arms and stuff. Okay, let's start from the foot actually. Oh, okay, this is like one big curve. Here? That's his foot. Yeah, something like that. Whatever. No. Angled. More angled, but I don't know how much because his frickin' arm is covering it. Anyway. Knee is about... Heel is here. Pretty wild angle. Almost, I guess, 45 degrees with the floor. Come back. No. 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 That angle's right. This angle. Bottom leg. Doctors kind of go in. That's way too dark. It's such a dark line. And over here, I can't draw this, so I'm just gonna draw a leaf. For decency purposes. Head. Okay, head. This is the neck. Head is literally just on top. Like this. Facing that general direction. And that's like the back of his head. Back of the head. Actual back. See anything of the muscles, so I'm just gonna assume there's some stuff going on over there. Okay. What? This is the shoulder. Arm. Basically like this. Vaguely blends into the back here. The deltoid here. Ah! Elbow. Okay, so for the arm, this works out, I guess. That's a hand. Blocking that nice foot shape that I drew. And that sucks. That's such a long arm. That's not... Human beings don't look like this. Oh, okay, I get like what I'm going for here. Looks really long because his head is like turned away and it's stretching away. His shoulder is. This should be the deltoid. And then the back muscle is a... And then this part comes in. Other arm. Other arm. Basically, it's just a tube. Just goes straight down. I can make it go straight down. And like this. And this way because his hand. Pointing. Whoops. Oops, oops, oops. Hand is pointing this. One, two, three, four. Okay. Oh, that's good enough. Alright. Time to put in some bad shadows. Huh. Actually see definition between is this vastus lateralis? No. That's the vastus intermedius. And this is the one that's in the middle, which I can't remember the name. Actual core shadows over here. Here, there. Or the arm like that. Cast shadow here. Shadow separating that bump. Muscles and then on the neck, I think. And then cast shadow here. And then this is whatever, and then this leads into the pecs. Okay. Cast shadow right here as well. Okay, let me just fill in those bits. Of whatever. Okay, just like this in the back. Alright, I guess that's fine. I want, move you here. Move you. No, oh, right. Okay. I'm fine. 10 minutes. One minute. Okay. Oh, very cool. Where's that timer? Pause. My gosh, my throat is the worst today. I don't know, it feels like bad allergies even though there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. What is this? Oh, that's this. Let's make a new. New bulb canvas. 50. Okay, alright, computer. Uh-huh. Shut up. Alright, alright, computer. Wow, an unknown USB device needs more power. It would be cool if you could tell me which USB device that was. What are we looking for? Console. Oh, I have you. I'm not animating, I'm drawing. Okay. So the goal then is I have a friend whose birthday is in just about 10 days. Is that right? Can I count correctly? Yeah. And I want to make him something, but I'm not sure what. I have a vague idea of things that I maybe want to draw, but nothing set in stone, I guess. So I'm probably just gonna spend the rest of the time, however long that is, trying to brainstorm ideas. Just throwing stuff down onto the paper. The only real motivation, I guess, idea that I've got bouncing around in my head is flowers of some sort. I don't know what kind or what color, but something like that. And of course an anime girl, because that's what I draw. Okay, alright, Windows Explorer. I'm gonna leave this window open so it doesn't keep annoying me with its stupid pop-up. Whoop. Okay, so just start drawing and see what happens. That's the whole bit to the can. Okay. I drew. One foot an hour. No. So, actually, you know what? No. We're gonna listen to Marshall. Draw whatever. It doesn't matter if it's good. Just try a lot of ideas. And then in here, I guess this will be the head. Asymmetric? I don't know. Anyway, person. That's illegible. That's also illegible. I'll just note it up here. Not with you. What? Cut. that. Whatever. Okay. Idea 1. I need another idea. Whatever is fine. As long as it's something. Oh, hey, how's it going, man? I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall. A friend's birthday is coming up towards the end of the month, and so I want to draw them something, because I tried to draw them something last year when I had like kind of just started doing digital art, and everything was nothing, basically. Everything was not very good. So I'm just throwing ideas around. I don't really have anything in mind besides like flower and anime girl, so that's where I'm starting, basically from zero. Actually, I like this. Anime girl is a good starting point, yeah. I mean, it is pretty popular. Surprisingly popular. I'm not gonna draw eyes because that looked really scary for a second there. But what if? Not even 2 arms, just like, whatever. Details don't matter. Too much. God dang it. Hey, you also weren't here for this, but apparently an unknown USB device on my computer keeps unplugging and reconnecting. So that's good. I've got like actual voices in my head adjacent something to distract me. Would be, but something. No, it's too much empty space over here. That doesn't. Oh, yeah. Something else. Something else. Something else. Something else. Everyone's desktops for new virtual clients now keep making the disconnect noises. Oh gosh, that's the worst. It sounds like a living hell. I mean, the absolute worst would be if, like, it is a problem that has to be fixed, like, well, no, it probably does have to be fixed individually for every computer. Man, that's... I mean, at the very least, hopefully it's something identifiable. It doesn't just say, like, oh, this unknown USB device isn't connecting. Have fun finding out which one. That's always a time, to put it lightly. Other nice here. Yeah. Whatever this is, one here too. Something like this. Doesn't even make a noise. Provide a message, just makes the noises whenever they're logged off. When they're logged off? Huh. So what, they just log off and then it keeps going forever? Ugh. Man, computers, am I right? YouTube has other things to worry about. Yeah, that's... yeah. I mean, it's... gosh, it keeps happening. It's definitely not like a high priority issue, I guess, if everything else is working, or there's worse issues present. Man. I'm actually just hoping that this issue isn't what I think it is, because just recently, I had to send off my pair of headphones to get fixed because that was disconnecting and reconnecting every once in a while, very randomly, with the added benefit that the volume would be at 100% and also completely distorted. So I sent that off and then I sent it back, and it was fine yesterday and it was fine today, and now these things are popping up, and I'm really hoping it's not this again, that it's not them again, because they're nice headphones, they're comfortable and all that. What am I thinking of? Okay. Maybe, perhaps? Kind of sucks that don't actually know what kind of flower or flowers to draw, but I want them to symbolically connect to the overall picture somehow. So even though I'm just drawing whatever, I have no idea if it'll look good with whatever I choose in the end. that. They're like bouncing up, out, or something. Dress that turns into giant flower petals at the fringes. That would be cool. See, something like... No, I don't know about the pose or anything just yet, but... let me think. Let's do... something like... Assume this is generally what a human being looks like. Dress. Oh no, we'd have to actually. Like, am I supposed to like eyeball a rule of thirds rectangle or something? Use the flower sort of. Yeah, I think I kind of get what you're saying. So like. So if like this is the, I guess like gown part, I don't know any actual fashion terminology, like at some point along here, it starts, I guess like whatever design is on here transitions into actually looking like a petal sort of thing. Whatever kind of petal it is. And then maybe over here, there's like a couple flying off or something like that. And this should be longer, I think. Okay, I kind of like that. I guess doing the transition would be a little bit difficult, but it seems doable. The one other thing that I really like when drawing like formal dress and like gowns and stuff is like the bits flying off. Yeah, I feel like that's always interesting because it like, especially when you have like something in nature or your background is just empty, I guess. You can use like the extra like flower petals or like leaves or something in the wind, like debris, to like fill space and add, I guess, more to the image. I don't actually do much in the way of like having an overall composition. I usually don't ever do something like, oh, rule of thirds, I'm gonna try and put this focal point at this part of the rule of thirds like grid or whatever. But like, I mean, for the flower thing, right, you could have like a curve like this going down, and then like the petals kind of coming off into like a, almost like a golden, what is this called? Yeah, golden ratio spiral sort of thing. Although I don't know if that's like too overdone or anything. It also communicates the airflow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so if it's, because I don't want it to be like a totally static piece. Like, I mean, because I usually try to draw hair with some dynamics in it, right? And I'm honestly, I wonder if I do it a little bit too much, but I like to do it, right? Like to have it like showing movement beyond just a person standing there, standing still. Not that that's bad. Like, I think that can be good too. But yeah, I could do something like that as well. Or could I even... I wonder if they're just standing there. Excuse me. They're just sort of standing there. Maybe the hair is moving just a little, but then because the petals are lighter, that like hints at the actual environment. There, you know, the actual stuff going on. behind the scenes. Behind the scenes? I guess, yeah, like environment and the wind type stuff. Arm like this. I don't know. I was gonna say the other thing that I really like to do with drawing dresses and stuff like this, I don't know why, I just always like it, is if there's like an impractically sized bow at the back, like right here. Like for whatever reason, I just think that looks really cool. The issue being that I don't know if it would actually fit into something like this. I feel like the flowers are probably enough. Like putting too much detail, I guess, into the... Oh my god, computer. Did you really want to do this right now? Okay, well, it's not giving me the stupid pop-ups. That's the worst part. Oh, I could do like a... okay. I have an idea. Ribbon there on the hair. Something like that. Okay, interesting. Giant bow is always the correct approach. Yeah, I don't know. There's something just really cool about it. Like, I don't know, it's like cool and also like elegant at the same time. Like excessively elegant, but like, you know, aesthetically very, very good to have. Like many years ago, it's not like when I started drawing, but like I had gotten back into it for the first time in a while. I was super into like Bloodborne, because I just like finished playing it and it was like, oh my god, this game is great. And so I was drawing a lot of designs and stuff with like gothic inspired imagery and stuff and like that sort of thing. And so I came up with a character or like a uniform for like a group of hypothetical knights, like in some sort of gothic setting. And the thing I had was like, you know, they're knights, they've got a sword, they've got like vaguely military looking uniform. And then I was like, you know, what if I just gave them a gigantic black bow on the back? Like it serves no purpose or anything, just purely aesthetics. I still think it looks pretty good. I've thought about going back to that, like reviewing that design and using it for something at some point in the future. I don't think it was total garbage. I can probably make it a little better now that I know a little bit of actual designs and minimal fashion and stuff. Wish I could play Bloodborne, but I'm not gonna buy a PlayStation for no other reason. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I did that, essentially. Like I went in buying it, knowing already that I was gonna play Bloodborne, but my reasoning was like, well, if I'm going to play Bloodborne, you know, like, at least I have it for other stuff. But I think I have copies of, like, Persona 5, bought year of release, Nier Automata, bought year of release, Witcher 3, and the Uncharted collection that came with the PS4, all still in their plastic shrink wrap. So, you know how that works out. I don't know. I mean, definitely not, I guess, a judicious, or not an effective balance of, like, money spent to entertainment, I guess, overall utility. But Bloodborne is, like, my favorite game of all time, so I'm a little bit biased. I think it worked out in my favor. I mean, the problem being that now I don't have a ton of time to go back to it. And plus, I still need to finish Elden Ring. I just kind of stopped in the middle of the summer. No, one day. One day I'll turn the PS4 on again working on Dark Souls 3 myself. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I have a friend who's doing the same thing. They're going through all the Souls games and they're currently on Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is pretty good. Like, I really enjoyed the base game. Like, I felt like the pacing was a little funky, like having played the other ones first. But then at a certain point it just kind of hit its stride and I was like, alright, I'm like, you know, I'm down with this. And then like the DLCs came out and I was really down with that. Like the DLCs were excellent. Like icing on the cake, definitely. If you have them, I highly recommend. And if I don't, I'll buy them for you. Because they're very good. Pretty damn fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Like, they managed to strike a very good balance. Okay, well, they managed to strike a, I guess, decent balance between like the speed and aggressiveness of Bloodborne with like the original, I guess, sort of defensive, like clunky, not clunky, but like more haste, I guess, combat from Dark Souls 1. Which is like, it's fine, but then like a lot of people complain, and I think rightly so, that you can just like ram through Dark Souls 3 just like with a straight sword and pressing R1 on every enemy. And when I heard that, I couldn't unhear it, and the combat's a little ruined for me. But I'll still use whatever weapon I want, because I enjoyed those games after I'm done by like playing them in different builds and like different stuff. You'll see when it was on sale. Nice, yeah. Definitely worth, even worth it full price, I'd say. When it's so slow compared to the newer games. Yeah, it's really slow. I think the only benefit of it being so slow versus the newer ones is that like, like for some of the, I guess I say technology in quotation marks for like speed runs and glitches are a little bit easier to pull off with the Dark Souls 1 timings. But like not that much easier. Like, you can still have strict timings and stuff like that, but yeah. I also I think it's kind of nice because like it's refreshing to go back to a game where you have a little bit of extra milliseconds to think or to like react to bosses and enemies and stuff like that. Yeah, but I still think overall, Dark Souls 3 is comparatively pretty easy. Yeah, like at a base level, I think it's easier. Like, enemies are not necessarily as punishing, and you can just like kind of R1 spam stun lock some enemies out of your way. Like, that's the downside, but at least it makes it easier to like run past enemies and get to the bosses, which I think are the fun part. It was aesthetically heavier, which I thought was hella cool. Which one, Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 3? Because I could see an argument for like each, but I'm... Dark Souls 1. Yeah, I think you're right. I wonder if that's not just like what is it, the word I'm looking for, like a consequence of the times, right? Like being from 2011, that it sort of ended up looking a little more gritty and like rough, I guess, than Dark Souls 3. Oops. But I think that definitely like helped like convey the overall atmosphere of the game and like the world that it's set in. And for that reason, like the way that it presents the world and stuff, I think that Dark Souls 1 is probably my favorite game of all the Dark Souls games. It's just, I don't know, it's really visually nice to look at even like a decade on. And it's weird too, because I thought I remember hearing that like Dark Souls 3 was on the similar engine that Bloodborne ran on. And I love like Bloodborne's aesthetics and stuff. Just like, not just because it was gothic, but also like the way they managed to like balance the color palettes and stuff. Because like a friend pointed out to me that, oh, it's basically still like the blue and orange or whatever that you see in like big budget movies and games and stuff. But they somehow managed to balance it in such a way that it wasn't like weird or like in your face. Yeah, they just managed to work it out. But then with Dark Souls 3, I feel like trying to take that same engine, like visually, this doesn't look right, and do Dark Souls in it, didn't have the same effect, I think, as like Dark Souls 1 did for like atmosphere and story and stuff. Like, it's still a good looking game, but there was something just a little bit different about it. What am I looking for? Don't want that. That's too big. Man, I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall, literally. Here. Don't talk about Dark Souls 2. Yeah. Dark Souls 2 is definitely one of the games of all time. Not that that's a bad thing, but you know. Wait, knee. Yeah, okay, I know what I'm trying to do here. I'm just not drawing it very well, so I'm just gonna ignore the fact that it's not. No. And make them standing up a little more. Had some fun, didn't play the DLC. That's a shame, because okay, so I didn't play the DLC either, but in my opinion the DLC is actually the best part of Dark Souls 2. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still like weird. I feel like the whole game is weird, like in terms of movement and stuff. It's so much slower than any of the other games, which kind of threw me for a loop. Still manageable, even though it's slow. But like, I mean, so many things about like the world design just like didn't really, I wasn't really on board with. Like, it was, like I mentioned, you know, Dark Souls 3 somehow didn't capture like the same magic that Dark Souls 1 had, and like Dark Souls 2 just kind of like ignored it, I guess. Like, they just like turned up the saturation on everything, and I don't know, it was almost like a caricature of Dark Souls. Like the overall visual style that it ended up having compared to Dark Souls 1. Yeah, and I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, Dark Souls 2 is still an okay game. Like, it's a fine game on its own. But like, as a successor to Dark Souls, could have been a little bit better. Hated how disconnected everything was. Yeah. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I feel like I kind of get what they're trying to do with like the branching path sort of things that you have from the beginning, but I don't know, there's not like the same kind of interconnectedness you had with like the other games. The Snowy Castle one, you didn't realize it with DLC. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's the roughest DLC you did. Did you do the whole thing, or did you just do like the city part for it? Because like the city part is fine. Like it's still rough, but it's fine. Like you can survive it and still be a whole human being with an unbroken spirit once you've done it. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's rough. So how did you deal with Horsefuck Valley, I guess? Did you like kill all the things in there 15 times, or did you just run past them every time to get to those bosses? Do this here. Basically, flower accessories, maybe flowers in the background. Yeah. Some AI summons and just press through it, man. Actual legend. I feel like that's such a badly, for like that DLC being so well designed most of the way through, just that part of it, like Frigid Outskirts is the worst designed part of like the whole game. Okay, almost. Yeah, almost, because at least you could like run away from the deer things or the horse things or whatever, somewhat. 1v1 where the tiger thing was yeah, that's a pain. Like, by itself, one of those bosses is like manageable, and then they're like, hey, there's two now. Also, they like start regenerating once they're like down to 6% health or whatever it was. Have fun. Here's two. Yeah, that's like Dark Souls 2 in a nutshell. Like, here's two, as in Dark Souls 2, and then here's two, as in like every enemy you encounter. Like this. The summons were kind of needed for that part. Yeah, that's pretty rough. But you didn't, at least you didn't do the, what is it, the fire DLC, the old Iron King. There's one part, like most of that is fine, like it's a big old puzzle area. And then there's like one boss that I guess you need to do to finish the DLC. And then there's like two optional bosses. Of those two optional bosses, one of them is like a Smelter Demon reskin. It's a blue Smelter Demon. And the actual run to get from the nearest bonfire to that boss room is somehow worse than running through Frigid Outskirts. Because they mashed, like, between the bonfire and the boss room, there's like a tiny corridor, and there's like enemies on every side. And then you come out into this other room that's actually filled with like 6 dudes. There's like 3 guys on the floor, like ranged guys, and then 3 guys on a ledge that you can't get to. And they're all just like throwing stupid shit at you. It's so bad. Smelter sucks, yeah. If you think Smelter was bad, Blue Smelter is worse. Like, not just because of running to him, but like also the fight. He does like way more damage. It's really stupid. Okay, let's see if I can come up with some more jank-ass compositions. Yeah, the other boss of that DLC, of Iron King, is Sir Alon. He's like a samurai dude. And that boss is, in my opinion, worth it. Like, I guess the run to that one could also be seen as not great, but it's nothing compared to the other two. Iron Keep was the least part of it. Yeah. Like, it's a big old lava area, and then there's like all these archers that are like shooting you from a place you can't see. And then you get to the other room, like the lava room, and more archers are shooting at you until you fall into the lava. At least it was relatively short. Material guys. Yeah. So sorry for the intermittent like cough thing. I don't know if it's like allergies or something. For some reason it's been bothering me more than usual today. This is like at an angle. Something like this. And this could work. And this is out of focus or something. Oh no, don't delete the whole thing. Like too regular. This. I don't know what the background would be, but the width. Who knows? How to get started drawing? Oh man, that's a fun question. So I started. Okay, so like depends on what you define as started, because like so like I don't know, like when you're a kid, right, like you just draw for whatever sometimes. So like technically you'd just be like, oh, I was like 7 years old and my mother gave me my first colored pencils and I started drawing and I was like, wow, this is so cool. I mean, that didn't happen to me, but you know, it could be something like that. And so I sort of have a story for like, I guess that, if you think that. But I think what like I would say really motivated me to draw in the first place was reading Calvin and Hobbes, which I hope you know, is like pretty popular comic from the 80s, which had, I think, just finished. Yeah, it just finished its run like not long after I was born. But yeah, Calvin and Hobbes is great. Calvin and Hobbes is like so funny. Like it's like it was a weekly comic strip that it was like published in, I don't think it was syndicated. It was like published in newspapers all over the country. And Calvin and Hobbes is really good. It's actually like a timeless comic. Like the topics and stuff that show up in it, even from like actually 40 years ago at this point, are like still relevant and funny today. But like, I don't know, the way that like the author Bill Watterson, like he managed to draw like Calvin the kid and his like tiger Hobbes, like it's so, I don't know, there was something like really compelling about how simple like the lines he put on paper were. Like, it's just a dude, like it's just a guy, like maybe here's the nose and then he's like smiling like that with a triangle mouth or whatever. This is a really shitty version of it, but like there's like a handful of lines that he like puts on the paper, and then to get like all the emotion, or to put all the emotion into the drawings and have it like effectively conveyed to the audience, I guess is like, I mean at the time that's not how I thought of it, right? I just read it and was like, yo, this is awesome, this is so cool, I want to do this. And so that like, I guess kickstarted me like actually starting wanting to draw. So from there I like started messing around like drawing my own like 4-panel comic strips and whatever. And then I think it was this, so like my friend got me into Calvin and Hobbes, like he introduced me to it, and I think the same friend was the one who introduced me to like Naruto. Like he turned me into a weeb basically. There wasn't like, it's not like Naruto was the first time I'd like heard of manga and anime and stuff, but like it was the first time I ended up getting into it. So like Calvin and Hobbes made me start wanting to draw, and then Naruto turned me into a weeb. So I guess those were like the two catalytic events that led to this inescapable fate of trying to draw anime girls. Yeah, but that was good. I mean, at some point I just kind of like dropped it off, and then I had like another moment, I guess, where I realized, oh, I want to draw still. And I think that was after finishing Full Metal Alchemist. Like I just finished reading the whole thing. It must have been like the day or like the week that the final chapter was released too. So I binge read the whole thing in like 2 days. And I was like this, like at that point I'd already read a bunch of manga and watched a bunch of anime. And I was like, yo, this series is like actually so goated. Like it actually has like a coherent plot that like it starts with and finishes with, and there's plot points all the way through it that are coherent and all that stuff. I was like, damn, I didn't know stuff could be this good. And so that motivated me to like actually start trying to draw stuff like regularly, besides just, oh, I'll draw a funny comic here and there. What's I gonna do for this other idea? I'm sure it'll come back. But yeah, I mean, I was still a student, like middle school, high school or something at that point. And I was much more concerned overall with doing well and not necessarily becoming a cracked artist or anything like that. So I was just like basically drawing for fun. I didn't like study or anything. So I did that, and then at college I didn't have time to draw because I was just dying every day, as is custom. So when I finished is when I was like, you know what, I want to get back into drawing, because I think I took an actual like art course while I was there that was basically like, just come here every week, take an hour and a half to 3 hours or whatever, and just do whatever. Like there's no structure, like just draw what you want, sketch, paint, use whatever. And I was like, man, I miss drawing. So I started actually like trying to study once I had graduated and had a little bit, like marginal amount of more time. So basically since then I've been studying like anatomy and actual like art stuff, which I think is probably good. It's good that I started studying it as an adult rather than as a kid, or like I guess as like a middle schooler or whatever, because there is no way that like as a 14-year-old or whatever I would have been able to sit through a lesson on like, I don't know, the rib cage or like color theory or perspective or some shit like that. Yeah, but like now I was able to actually like, what is the word I'm looking for? Deliberately sit down and focus on the things that will hopefully help. I mean, it still sucks, it's still really hard, but I mean, I think I'm getting somewhere, so. I guess the thing that's like I miss about how I used to draw, because now that I'm drawing, I've basically fully shifted to digital drawing. Like everything I post is digital. Well, I guess the great majority is digital. But I don't know, there's something missing from digital art that traditional art has. And I don't know quite what it is. Like, I have a theory that it's like, you know, the ability to undo and redo lines and stuff like that. Like, the fact, or I guess the possibility that you can make your drawing perfect, you know, if you keep like almost effortless, well not effortlessly, you still put in a bunch of effort, but it's easier to make your drawing come out the way you want it to. Because if you make a slip up, you know, your drawing lines, you're like, oop, that one's wrong, just undo. And then do it again. It's the tactile stuff. Yeah, that's part of it, I think also, right? Because like, there's a difference, like there's some tactility in moving your stylus across the canvas and seeing the line come out. I mean, even at this point, even though like I can see visibly a disconnect between the tip of the thing and where the line comes out, it's almost unnoticeable at this point. But there is like a satisfaction, and you know, like taking your pencil and sliding it across the paper, or dipping your pen in the ink and trying to scratch it out, like feeling the texture of the paper and the sound of it while you do it. But then there's also like the I guess the permanence of the lines you put down when you're doing traditional art, like analog art. Because like, and where'd I go? Like on all these figure drawings that I'm doing here, I'm doing them with the pencil tool, because it's the thing that brings me closest to like the actual pencil on like the gigantic board that I use to draw figure drawings that I started with like a couple years ago. But like even then, it's not the same. Like I'm way more familiar with how to manipulate a pencil than to use the manifold brushes used in digital art. Yeah, that's also true. And it's like, yeah, there's just things that you don't get when using some certain tools. Like I know that here in like Clip Studio, right, with that same pencil tool, the default pencil tool, like you can get really thin lines like this. And this one happens to have a tilt function, so you can tilt it and now get wide lines if you hold your pencil at like a shallower angle. But it's not the same as if you took a pencil, you know, you sharpened it yourself, like to a fine point, and then, you know, draw those thin lines with the end of your pencil and then tilt it to get the wide ones. There's just like a fundamental difference there. And I mean, it could be any number of physical things, like how you hold the pencil, how you sharpen it, the kind of pencil you're using to get exactly what you want. But like when you're used to using that physical tool for a while, right? It becomes like you become a lot more familiar with it than you do with the digital one. The background paper in Clip Studio is literally taken from the color of your sketch paper. Oh, okay, I see. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, maybe visually even, right? You have like a reminder or something to like put you in that traditional mindset, and if it'll help. Yeah, but I still think that like part of the impermanence of like your mistakes or whatever is also something that just kind of is different between the two mediums. That makes it a little bit feel a bit weird still to do digital and to do traditional. Yeah, because if you're drawing traditionally, right, like you put the line down and that's what the line is. Like, it's not perfect, but it's whatever. That's the line that's there. And I don't know, there's something about the rawness of it that like also somehow influences the things I want to draw with each, I guess. Because like when I was drawing traditionally, like I said, I was super into Bloodborne and everything. So when I draw traditionally, I always use pencils and stuff, and then I have like inking pens. Like I have physically like pens for inking comics and stuff. And so the stuff that I would draw, I always draw like very, well, not carefully, but I would always try to draw it very detailed and it'd be like really gritty, like that sort of medieval dark fantasy kind of thing. Occasionally I would draw a cute character, but it wouldn't really work. But now that I'm drawing digital, like everything I draw is like kind of cute in the Moe Blob direction. I haven't really tried to go back to that semi-realistic, like not hyper detailed, but like dense kind of style. So drop the opacity on the main brush so it naturally builds up a bit. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I guess, maybe that's why I prefer using this pencil brush to the other ones. Yeah, because having the build-up is nice. Definitely. Although I guess managing like the pressure and how much opacity you get out of each pressure stroke is still tough. But yeah, being able to build up for like your sketches and stuff is good. I got lucky that this pencil kind of has that built in. Oops. What was I gonna draw? Oh, right. Okay. I had an idea. Haha. What that should look like. Actually, like going back to the starting drawing thing, part of the reason why I guess I was drawing like the Bloodborne stuff and why I have like the inking pens and whatever is because for a long time I wanted to be a comic artist or like a mangaka or something. Like, you know, so this is like dumb, but like, you know, when you're like a kid, right, and you like read manga, you finish like a big series or something like that, like every like big series you finish like that, like even like if it's a manga or if like it's an anime or if it's a movie or something, like every time you watch something like that or finish consuming media, you just like, it's like a life-changing event for you. You're like, oh my god, that was so good, like I wanna be like that or whatever. It's like that meme where it's like, oh, I've downloaded my new personality from the main character of this movie that I just watched for 2 hours. So like, Yeah, I think that's what happened for me with like Full Metal Alchemist. I read it and I was like, that's so cool. Like I wanna make a story like that one day or something. So for a long time I was like, I'm gonna, work on drawing so I can draw manga one day. You know, not fully understanding like the physical load, I guess, or like the actual, I guess, consequences of my naive wish. But now I understand, like even for just like an illustrator, not even someone who draws comics or whatever, like how insanely punishing and how insanely demanding it could be to like do something like that as your full-time job, or not even as a full-time job, even as a hobby. Like even if you're like publishing a webcomic or whatever as a hobby, like that's an insane amount of work. Like the author of I don't know if you've heard of Cucumber Quest, but the author of that webcomic, actually they had to stop publishing the updates for it several years back because it was too much. Like it was a combination of a bunch of things, but like in the end it was like, trying to balance the development of that whole story and then publish, what was it, like a page every 2 weeks, a page every week, like a fully rendered and everything page every week. Like even if it was like a more graphical style, like that's still a huge commitment and like a huge thing that you have to do, spend hours on every day. With adult fantasy novels, yeah, there's always something like that gets you, which is like a good thing. It can be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. I mean, depends on your point of view. But what am I trying to do here? Yeah. So for a while I wanted to do that, and then when I started learning about like the actual sort of like schedules and lifestyle that these people led, I was kind of like, I don't, maybe that's not for me. I mean, I still kind of wanted to at some point draw a webcomic or something. Part of me still does. I don't know if I am capable of handling such a burden, but I think it would be cool. Although, I feel like I'd still have to improve like quite a lot before I ever hope to reach the level of like even... Okay, well maybe a page every like 2 weeks isn't the worst, but that depends. Like if you're painting everything, if you're coloring everything, versus just making it line art, then there's like a significant difference. Oh lord. Flipping the canvas. Christ. That's fine, the idea is there. You're saying like that or something. This comes like that, and then this is the part behind her ear. How does this go again? Something like that. A slight squeak. Yeah, that's being very generous for what this is. I mean, it's not like I was flipping and checking the perspective or anything. It's fine, as long as the idea remains. Yeah, I forgot about this. Whatever this is. also because I haven't drawn anything for a week, so I'm out of practice like actually balancing. Or that's not what it is. It's just because it's a front-facing angle, and those are impossible. They're impossible to do without a symmetry ruler. It's true, yeah. It's so rough. Like, all I ever drew for a while, they're impossible. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, everyone is like, gives the advice, like, oh, you know, when you're drawing it, like, yeah, you know, you draw the face and it's whatever, and then when you draw the eyes, draw one eye at a time. And it's like, even if I manage to get the face, even drawing like one eye at a time, it still ends up looking weird. They still end up looking like deformed, and I'm like, I'll just not draw that ever. Hold on, I need to take my sweater off real quick. And also, I thought for a while, like, what was it? Because, you know, for like live 2D models and stuff like that, I used to think, yo, those, like, no wonder, like, they're always like these insanely talented, these insanely cracked artists that do it. You know, like, they're drawing like perfect symmetrical faces. And then I saw like a tutorial for one once, and they're like, oh yeah, I just use like the symmetry ruler, lol. Like, oh, bruh. There's no escaping it. No one can do it. No one can draw a perfect front-facing face. Now we're all probably screwing up the 3/4 too. At least there's plausible deniability. Yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as you don't flip it, right? Then they won't notice. And if it looks good from one perspective, that's all that matters. What am I thinking of here? Oh, wow. Oh, you did? Really? Damn, dude. Nice. Man, I looked at out of curiosity, I looked at one of the videos that was like how to actually like organize your workflow and like your folders and all that for a live 2D model. And that was like, oh lord, oh no. Like, like, it's trouble enough trying to sketch and then do the lines and then do the colors normally. And then you want me to do that for every single part that has to move? That's like 1,000 things. Too much. Oh, it's hell, yeah. Exactly symmetrical all the way down, yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, that's technically part of the benefit, right? Like, do like half, so I guess if it's not asymmetrical, like you're doing half of the body, so then yeah, it's still that convenience is offset by having to do like the hands and the arms and the clothes and the neck and the shadow and the hair and the other hair and the bangs. There's a reason you hire an artist and rigger separately, yeah. If someone is actually like big-brained enough to do both of those things, like That's insane. They're not human. Like, they have to be a vampire or something. I want... This thing sort of like... I guess also, you know, if you separate the two parts, right? Like, artist does stuff, right? Like, if you get a good artist, then you know visually it's going to look good, right? And then if you have someone who specializes in the actual rigging, then, you know, ideally, not only you'll have something that looks good while in motion also. So it makes sense to hand it off to two specialized people. And I'm sure one person who specializes in both would also charge, like, substantially more. And especially given the amount of effort you need to do both things. What am I doing here? What is this? What do I want to do with this? That was the idea, yeah. Oh, whatever, I'll finish this part of the sketch. Nope, never mind. I don't like this. I shouldn't just be scrapping ideas, but I just don't like this. Look at this. Now come on, you can rotate. There we go. Whatever, something like this. Is this the same as... No. Okay. Oh my gosh, computer, please, just shut up. Just a normal USB. There's nothing wrong with it, obviously. What am I looking for here? Hmm. Not quite, but no. At this point, I feel like I'm just kind of drawing whatever. But whatever is fine too. Yeah, what could possibly be connecting and disconnecting? There's nothing. Everything is still working. I can still hear everything. Not the mouse, is it? That would be stupid. Okay. Take stock. What have I got? What if? We go something like this. Wait, where's the neck? Something like this. The legs. Something like that. Then arms holding something. What kind of arm that is, but whatever. Arms are holding whatever. Doesn't even look like a fire. Okay. Something like that. Oh, my scent. Proof of concept, but it ended up being exhausting. Oh, interesting. And honestly, that looks pretty good for like a first attempt. But yeah, I imagine like trying trying to make sure that all the animations and stuff work together as intended is a nightmare. Yeah, damn. That is pretty damn impressive. Like, it moves and everything. It's like, yeah. Honestly, like, mad props for even, like, daring to tackle it. Like, a lot of times I feel like, you know, there's always interesting things I want to do or, like, a big project I want to try. But when I think about the actual amount of effort and stuff that goes into it, I just kind of fizzle out. Gotta run and get pizza. Okay, yeah, no problem, dude. What am I doing? Here we'll have this. I want it to be a longer skirt. I have to actually open up that reference book for this one. For this to be braids, I don't know. Okay, so if that's she's holding sunflower. A straight up gigantic. What the hell do sunflowers look like again? Sunflower. That. What? That. Other thing to think about is what flower is not an ultra pain in the butt to draw. Violets? Yeah, probably. I don't remember exactly what they look like, but I think I have an inkling. Yeah. Yeah, they're not that bad. I was thinking, what was it? The first thing that came to mind is kind of similar, like, to the way that they look is, oh my god, it just, pansies. Yeah, pansies are kind of similar. Yeah, the pansies also have like 5 leaves and they're kind of like strangely, I guess, layered? Not strangely layered. But yeah, there's like a couple of them layered in front and then a handful in the back. And now I'm thinking, now I'm just like Googling flowers and seeing stuff. Which, maybe, you know, would have been cool to do at the beginning. But it is what it is. Sitting, generic sitting pose. So I hope the music isn't too grating, because it's been like the one thing the whole time. I mean, I was worried that I was gonna get annoyed with it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm vibing with it more than I thought I would. Types of flowers. Oh no, cosmos are annoying to draw, I know that. I guess I'm gonna leave, but... Okay, daisies are also a pain in the ass. Definitely not a lotus. Oh my gosh, what was that thing? Another thing, but now I can't remember what it's called. That's what that thing is called. Man, I'm just out here just Googling whatever, trying to get an image in my head of something. I really wonder how pro artists actually can just hammer stuff out That's cool. Pizza obtained. Nice, you got the, like the Dark Souls boss vanquish sound effect behind it and everything. Pizza obtained. Really, this isn't that terrible. This could be doable. Pinterest is good for references and inspiration. Yeah, I had a Pinterest account and I think I haven't used it in forever. I don't even know if I remember the password for it. Such is life. You get old, you forget passwords. But you have died. Instead of you died, it's just like hypertension. That's a Little Caesars. Oh yeah, then definitely hypertension. I think that's cool, but no. Erase this and go to a new layer. Did I forget to... I don't know, drawing is so weird. Sometimes it's like really difficult to nail down like a pose or even just like a general sort of thing. And so sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'll just like go pull up the reference folder and just like draw this character in basically this pose. And then other times I just actually completely wing the pose. Like in a sketch like this, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. That's exactly what I had in mind. Kind of hate it, but like, if it works, then you know, I'm not gonna not draw. That's not quite the pose I was going for. Maybe. I don't know. I don't actually know what I was going for here, but... Sorry, I keep making like Minecraft villager sounds. Like thoughts pop into my head, I'm like, that could be good. Okay, no, what am I eyeballs. That's not quite what a human head would look like, but whatever's whatever. And then, in the back, the most thoughtful yet head empty NPCs ever made. Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, they're like the chillest bros in all of the the games. It's like, you know, you gotta respect that. In like a literal, you're like literally living at the end of the universe, and dude's just chilling there, like, you know, he's like the most upbeat person basically on the planet. Okay, I guess beside Patches, because like Patches is upbeat, but for different reasons. What's the book in here? Amaryllis. Walk off a damn cliff with that chill energy. Quite literally, yeah. Okay, whatever. No details. Just draw. Just ideas. Yeah, now I am having like sort of ideas for, I guess, a series of things to draw, which I've not really had before. It would be good practice for like actually learning to draw flowers and things other than just human beings. Because some people recommend that. Some people recommend, you know, when you're drawing, if you're having trouble coming up with ideas or things to draw, make it a project. Like, find a thing that you can draw that you could turn into a series of pictures or whatever. I'm thinking, okay, find a way to draw the anime girls as per usual. With like a disposition or whatever corresponding to like the flower that I'm trying to draw, or I guess vice versa. Match the flower to their disposition or the disposition to the... You know what I'm trying to say. Something like that. Because there's like the thing... Well, it's not just in Japan, but it's like, I learned about it through anime, that there's like, hanakotoba, there's like the language of flowers, or like in literature and in media, certain flowers carry certain meanings and stuff like that. Well, that could be cool. Assuming that there's a place that will get accurate information and that I don't die trying to draw like 500 flowers. I don't know, I'm kind of into that idea now. I think I'll try to fill this page up with a couple more ideas, and then maybe I'll call it and try to pick one. I could do... I'm kind of partial to the... This all started because I had a very like nebulous idea of just like a person, a girl in some pose, and then there's like flowers behind her. I think because I saw, what is it called? A speed paint? Yeah, like a pro artist doing a speed paint for like a tablet that he sent to review. And he drew like a bunch of flowers and stuff in the background. It was really nice. And I was like, yo, that looks cool. I wonder if I could do that. The answer is no, I cannot do that, but it would be cool to try. I've never done anything like that, always starting from scratch with every drawing. Don't even have any OCs. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's tough. Like, because I kind of came up with an OC and I've drawn her like twice. Like, I feel like, yeah, like, just having the OC isn't enough. Like, I don't know, there's gotta be something more, but I don't know what it is. Like, I even tried to make them with the intent, like, oh, this is the character I'm gonna draw if I want to focus on a specific thing. So I'm like, I tried to design them in a very specific way. I was like, alright, I like this, I like this, I like this. So like, emphasize different parts, different features or whatever. I drew them like twice. I haven't touched them since. It sucks. Yeah, and then like, yeah, as a consequence, then, you know, drawing everything from scratch every time is that much more difficult. Because I guess with the OC thing, the other thing is like, I mean, you can know what they look like visually, but then like a lot of the artists that I see that are like you know, like the big artists that like draw their OCs, like Kanye Pang and like Chaisu, like they've fleshed their OC out beyond just like, yo, this is my OC that like does this thing. Like it definitely seems like they've sort of fleshed out a personality and like a whole bunch of like traits and stuff for them, so that when they're like drawing them or putting them in a situation, it feels more organic than just like, here's my OC and there's another picture of them, which is like, that's a skill I don't have. Like, I came up with it and I was like, I'm tired all the time. I want this person to be tired because they're like the representation of me being tired. That was it. There was nothing else there. No motivation. Just tired. Leaning back. Oh, that's another thing that, like, semi-related that I'm kind of like, I really admire like illustrators and like manga artists and stuff for, is that not only are they able to come up with these incredible pictures and like insanely good drawings, but they managed to come up with like a whole host of characters that are equally as compelling as the things that they draw. Okay, well, I say that, but at least compelling enough to get you invested into the story. Like, again, this is me being biased, but like, man, Fullmetal Alchemist was like really good at that. Like, even though like Hiromo Arakawa, like, she's an excellent artist, but like comparatively, I think like the designs and stuff of her characters are like really straightforward. Like there's really like strong shape language and stuff. Like you can tell always at a glance who is who. And they're not like over detailed or anything. They're not like struggling to think of something. Okay, I guess Berserk is over detailed, but like they're not like Berserk level of detail every single panel or anything like that, but like the way that they're able to like draw them and put them in the story, like give them a really fleshed out personality, is just like an incredible skill. So like it doesn't matter that her drawings are like simpler than another artist or anything like that. Like in the end, it ended up being more effective. And like getting you to care about the characters because of like how they characterize them. That's just, I don't know. That's like a skill that I don't even know how to begin. This should be bigger. No. Something like that. Oh, no. This has got to be... Realizing now as I draw this that if I end up drawing this, I don't know how to actually render like the foil of a bouquet of flowers. Oop. Something like this. Big fan of the shaft animation stuff. Yeah, that's really cool. Although I have to say, what is it, like the like I think the most notable shaft anime I've watched is probably just Madoka. Like I have friends who are like, you know, they swear by like the Monogatari series and stuff, and every time I'm like, man, I gotta watch it. I have to like do it at some point, and then it just never happens. Be more smushed, I guess, since I'm closer to the... This billows out. Because it's top tier, but yeah, Monogatari is my favorite. Yeah, that's what everyone says, right? They're like, oh, dude, you have to. Like, it's so good. Like, you're gonna love it. And like, I mean, obviously at this point, I'm like convinced. I'm like, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure I will love it when I watch it. But I've never gotten around to it. Like, man, how do you procrastinate on like anime, you know? But like, it just happens sometimes. And there's series that I actually have not watched that have been recommended to me like almost a decade ago that I still not watched. Like I've had, what is it? Oh man, I can't even remember the name. It's like Silver some Gin. I got it somewhere on here, I think. I don't know if my thing is plugged in, but I have like a hard drive, right? And I have a bunch of anime on there. Almost certain. Oh, it's not plugged in. Okay, whatever, that's fine. But yeah, a friend recommended me one, like when we were still in school together. And I was like, I watched like 4 episodes of it eventually, and that was already like 2 or 3 years after they recommended it to me. Actually, it's the same friend that I'm trying to draw the picture for. And then just like I fell off, and I didn't get back to it. I downloaded all of Code Geass, and I'm supposed to be watching that as of 8 years ago, and I've watched the first like 15 minutes of the first episode. This is what I'm looking for here. I'm that way with every medium in entertainment existence. Yeah. Yeah, another friend that I managed to catch up with, like, after all the 2020 stuff this past summer, it was like, he recommended me a bunch of stuff. Like, he recommended me Breaking Bad and everything. I was like, oh yeah, I know that's good. I have to watch it someday. Will also probably never get watched, but we'll see. Of course, Better Call Saul, and then he recommended The Wire also, which also has been on my radar for like 10 years or more. Because my dad, I think, was watching that as it aired, and even then he knew and I knew that that was like a really good thing. Yeah, I'll add it to the backlog. Yeah, exactly. Like, even my backlog of games is still like messed up. Like, freaking, like I was telling you, right? Like, The Witcher 3 I bought in like 2017, still in the plastic wrap. Nier Automata still in the plastic wrap. I even, when I built this computer, I bought Automata again on PC because, like, well, I might as well play it here now that I own this machine. That was like a year ago. I bought it in preparation because I was also bought the Replicant remake, and I played through the majority of that and have not finished, and so I also need to finish that. Yeah, I mean, it's a vicious cycle, and then it's always like you still manage to be addicted to like the 1 or 2 games that you like can't stop playing or whatever. Until you're like, yeah, I know you recommended me this game, but like, I'll get around to it when I'm done with like the current addiction, but the current addiction never really ends. Like, otherwise it wouldn't be an addiction. That's not what bangs look like. Trying to do here, I think. Let's just give me the Hime cut. And never go wrong. Hime cut. Interesting idea. Yeah, I'll play other stuff once I finish playing Apex, yeah. Man, it's the power of being addicted to video games. Like, my current addiction is Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, which is like, I mean, you probably know what Zomboid is, Project Zomboid is. So Cataclysm, I think, is a partial inspiration for Zomboid. It's like a zombie apocalypse survival simulator game. And I mean, like, simulator in every sense of the word. It's like it's the Dwarf Fortress of zombie survival games. As in, like, learning how to play is the learning curve for the game. Yeah, but that's me. Like, after I'm done here, I'll probably, like, I don't know, throw on a random VTuber stream and play CDDA for like 3 or 4 hours until I go to bed. Yeah, I mean, eventually that, like, I guess fixation will go away, and then there'll be another game that I'll fixate on and not play the other things. 'Cause before that, it was Kenshi. And Kenshi is just also a really fun, interesting game. And then I don't remember if it was, like, schoolwork or something that, like, forced me to stop playing it. Why am I doing details? I can't do details. That forced me to stop playing it. And then, I don't remember what it was after that, but it was definitely something else. But yeah, that'll be like my 8 hours, literally like my 8 hours a day video game. And full-time jobs suck, yeah. And I guess I have the benefit of not, like, technically having a full-time, quote, job, because I'm a graduate student. So, I'm getting paid to, like, study still. Which gives me the flexibility in that I can sort of ignore my responsibilities to a certain extent. I shouldn't, but I can. And so if like I absolutely can make no progress on anything, like, you know, I'll default to old reliable. But then again, even if I do make good progress, you know, then I'm like, wow, I did good today. Time to reward myself. I mean, the obvious downside of being a student being that I have not a ton of money. Okay, this... Instead of... Will this work? What's a ribbon-like flower? As a STEM major, decided I was done with college after I graduated. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Like, STEM is rough, like, to put it lightly. Like, I'm also STEM. I'm in physics. Like, yeah. Probably didn't have the grades to go for a master's anyway. You never know. Like, because the thing about... What is it? The thing about, like, STEM that I realized after not after graduating, after having gotten into, like, what I would consider a good program, was, like, the material is the same, like, no matter where you go, right? Like, you don't, whether you go to, like, MIT or something, or you go to, like, your community college, this, like, if you're learning the engineering stuff, the math and the physics stuff, that's the same no matter where you go. Like, what am I trying to say? Yeah, like, I mean, even if, like, your grades weren't, like, stellar or whatever, like, you weren't gonna get into, like, a top university, like, you could still get into a decent one and, like, get the same amount of knowledge. And if you're lucky, even more than someone who did go to a top place. But sometimes those top places, like, you know, the teachers are not that great. Because they're not in it for the teaching. They're in it for the sweet research money. Like, I almost, because I'm doing PhD, I also almost put it off, or was even considering not doing it, because my grades were pretty ass. Like, for the sort of stuff that I thought I wanted to do. And so, like, I guess you could call it a middle-of-the-road program. Like, asked me to come to their university, which is where I am now. And so, like, you know, I consider their offer, and I was like, alright, it's either this or, like, I spend another year doing the studying stuff, but not actually getting experience and whatnot. So I went for it, and I think so far it's been better than if I had, like, tried to keep going and tried to shoot for a top university. Because, like, I mean, because, like, my advisor right now is, like, a really cool guy, and he's, like, really patient. I would be, like, totally blessed, honestly, if I'd gotten someone as cool and as helpful as he is at another place. Yeah, so I mean, it worked out, and he's, like, pretty flexible with, like, the actual work that we do as well, like the things that we learn, how he teaches and stuff. I think I got pretty lucky there. Yeah, you get the top teachers TA. Yeah. Yeah, although it depends. Sometimes the TAs are good. Like, I'm trying to be a good TA because I've had many of those experiences and seen people have those experiences where they're like, yo, this teacher sucks ass. Like, you know, they're like top of their field, but they cannot explain this material to me for the life of them. And it's like, you know, it's the worst feeling having to sit in like a 3-hour lecture or whatever to glean actually nothing from it. hoping that I can polish like my information conveying skills to a decent level. And just talking in general too, because like when I started, actually not even when I started like the grad school thing, like even when I was undergrad, like I mean it started from before then, but I was really bad at like public speaking. I was like, I mean I think a lot of people are that way, right? Like it's not an easy thing to go up in front of a crowd of people and try to talk about something, especially more so in something that you don't have like that much confidence in. But after being here for a while, like I think I've gotten used to that, sort of. Not as used to it as I like, because like a lot of times I still stumble over words and stuff. Maybe I should rotate this. I still stumble over words and like I'm not quite sure what I want to say. But it's at the point where I'm not, you know, standing in front of a group of people and I just like freeze up or shut down or just kind of like fumble, or I'm like trying to mentally remember note cards or anything. Like I can actually like stand up in front of people, in front of like professors, and like talk about a thing with some semblance of confidence, and like not just be totally, you know, shaken. They're like, oh god, they're gonna ask me a question or whatever. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I still, like, it feels that way, right? Like, the questions that I don't know the answer to and stuff like that, but I think I've learned how to manage it better. But I think one of my also, like, secondary, I guess, goals for starting the streaming thing, which, I mean, the first would be the drawing, because I like to draw, and I want to show people, because processes are interesting, but it's also to get a little bit better at speaking. Even if this is just like flow of consciousness stuff, just like getting used to like trying to project your voice and just talking about a topic for some length of time. Because, I mean, I never was good at it. I'm a little better at it. This does not look good at all. Okay, whatever. Shirt, sleeve, arm. Yeah, but just like having a place to practice the actual speaking is good. And I mean, if I could teach alongside that, you know, via the stream one day, maybe, that would also be cool. Because you also learn a lot by teaching the things you know, because then you're like reviewing it yourself to make sure that you actually know it. If that makes sense. And at a state uni was a good experience. It was tough getting into the required classes because there's only a couple of... Oh, interesting. Really? Huh? For state university. It's an important skill, yeah. So it was like... Was it not like a big state university? Like, by state university, it's not like 30,000 people type university. Because generally, like... You know, like a lot of places even, like for required... I guess it depends. Probably on your exact program. That like... Yeah, it depends on your exact program. Like there might not be enough courses or enough profs to teach the required course for a specific thing you need, because that happens. Yeah, I don't know why I'm asking that, because that's the same thing is happening to me. Like this is a pretty big school, but some of the students below me are not able to take a course because my advisor is the one who always teaches that course, and he's currently on a sabbatical, so they have to wait at least another semester before they can do that. Such a big ass head. Why are your head so big? Why are your head so large? Can do something like... I'll adjust that angle if need be. It probably will need to be adjusted. Chemistry program, 15,000, Western Washington University. Huh, okay. I mean, yeah, 15K is pretty big. It's pretty sizable still. Lesser known nephew of University of Washington. Oh, okay, so like... Wait, is this where I think it is then? Like Washington State, right? Okay, yeah. Interesting, huh? In Bellingham, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But that I wouldn't know it. I mean, even knowing University of Washington, like, definitely, you'd have to probably know what it specializes in. And the thing I know about University of Washington is that they have a pretty solid physics program. Probably not one that I would have gotten into, but quite good, if I recall. Here, whatever, hair. I don't know how this is supposed to go here, so I'll just draw whatever. Funny hair. That shouldn't look like that. That looks really stupid. Okay, anyway. And then it will be okay. Also the state-of-the-art medical facility. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Did I change the size of this? I did not. Okay. Sorry. Trying not to like cough right in the mic, but yeah, I mean, yeah, those top universities can be not great. How did I get in this topic? Oh yeah, because like the stuff that you would do in a graduate program, like you can learn anywhere. I mean, to be fair, you don't even need to be at a graduate program to learn them. You just, at this point, find the books and stuff online. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Actually, this also applies to art, because I remember hearing this, because I was listening to a podcast at this point a while back, but they were talking about you can design like your own art study and stuff from home, because like universities and stuff, they just publish the syllabus online, right? Like they have the list of classes that you would take to get that level of education. And so, I mean, in the case of like, if you're studying art, right? Like the resources are out there. Like you can find the PDFs of like the textbooks of like Bridgman and stuff like that. I mean, I bought them anyway because it's nice to have a physical copy. But yeah, you can find like the physical books and like teach yourself in the order. Like whether it's figure drawing, anatomy, and all that stuff. I mean, the same applies to STEM because there's like LibGen and stuff like that. And in LibGen, you can get basically any STEM textbook. Any version, almost. And if you know the order that things need to be learned in, you can study from those. Having the time to study those is a completely different thing, but I mean, it's possible, I guess. What do I want here? Oh my gosh. I feel like I'd almost sort of decided on the sketches that I like. Almost. Could there be one more? Or two more? That would still work. I mean, there's an obvious one I could do, but I don't know if they would appreciate that in the picture I'm trying to give them. Whatever, I'll do it anyway. Nah, not like that. And then here. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Something along those lines. Three, four. Freaking eyes on the eyes on this left figure look like the fucking mushroom eyes from Dark Souls. Oh, that's terrible. I'm leaving that. That's pretty good. Okay, William. Something like that. Pointing up or something. Who knows? Who knows? Not me. I'm just putting lines on this thing. and then also a skirt here of some sort. Okay, I think got some good candidates. I don't know what I'll go with, but I'm feeling strongly about some of them. Okay. That's decent. I never usually do this many, like, I don't know if you would even call them thumbnails, since it's not even, like, colors or, like, values or anything. It's just drawing out vague lines. But yeah, usually I just do one page. I just do, like, 6 things. And then out of those, I'm like, alright, I picked the one that's, like, closest to the original idea I had. I'm like, yeah, that's good. Good. I'm a genius. Go me. I'm the best. But I think this worked out. And I think I might do the actual, like, a series of drawings of flower girls and stuff, because that seems like a fun idea. Maybe not, like, all in a row. And maybe I'll do it as a thing, like a intermittent thing. There's some good stuff in there. Thanks! Yeah, I think some of it's definitely better than others, but a couple of them are not bad. The other thing that I'm kind of worried about when I try to like do drawings is like I'm a little bit worried about the poses, because I'm always drawing like the figure drawing stuff, right? Which is just like humans like standing or maybe sitting or whatever. But like a lot of the dynamic stuff that you end up seeing in like the popular anime art and stuff, not even just anime art, but even like the people who draw like in a more classical figure drawing style, like it always seems a lot more, I don't know, there's like more life, there's something more convincing about the poses they choose. And I feel like I'm over here, I'm just like, oh, this person is sitting, that person is standing, this person is looking to the left or looking behind them or looking to the other side. I don't know, I kind of want to get a little bit more dynamic, like perspective, and then also in the movement. But who knows, maybe that'll come with time. Yeah, because I've heard a lot, they're like, you know, you gotta do the figure drawing. And, you know, the more you do it, the easier it'll become to draw from imagination. And I don't know if I fully believe that. I'm sure it gets easier at some point. But trying to draw, like, actual extreme angles and stuff like that comes from study, I assume. Yeah, like, that's the thing, because it's not easy, I guess, to draw, like, a figure of someone standing there. But it's easier to draw that than to like imagine someone like flying through the air, for example, right? Or like someone in a falling pose, like falling through the sky or whatever, like Kingdom Hearts style. Because I've heard some advice was like, if you want to get better at drawing poses from imagination, take like a pose that you have. So like, for example, the pose that where this person was standing like this is not far off, but you were looking at them from this angle, right from the front. So try to imagine then what this person would look like. Like they're still in this pose, the picture's still in this pose, but imagine your camera's at a different angle, like behind them instead, like from that direction. And try to draw that pose, this same pose, but from that direction, as if that's where your camera was. And so some people say, you know, doing that helps you get a better idea for how to draw poses that you don't have in front of you, right? To come up with them out of thin air. Because when you're doing this, like, you have a reference point. You're like, I know when the body's in this you know, position, like, the torso's here, the pelvis is here, the legs are like that. So, like, turn it around, and with that in mind, do the new drawing. Which is, like, definitely easier said than done. Done that, like, once. Yeah. Yeah. Did it work for you? Was it, like, helpful, or was it just, like, suffering? I feel like a lot of things are just like suffering until you do them again and again and again and again, and then it becomes passable. It was okay, I guess. Yeah. Was it a complicated post? That's fair. I mean, it's better to start with simpler things. Like, they're not just gonna jump into a flying karate kick pose right off the bat. Yeah, but I mean, I imagine it's like the figure drawing thing, because like starting the figure drawings or whatever, the first ones I did were hot garbage. And like now they're marginally less garbage, but it doesn't feel as bad when I like do it, I guess. So maybe if I do like the memory training thing, like I'll eventually get to that point. But it takes a lot of effort to convince myself to do it. Alright. But yeah, I think I'll call it here then. It's already been, what, 3... Yeah, I've been drawing for 3 hours. That's more than I usually draw in one go. Oops. Usually I'll stand up and walk around or something at least. But... this was good. Yeah, alright. I'll pick one of these ideas, and then if I'm feeling real good about it, I might do another stream tomorrow, because I was free tonight, and then tomorrow, like in the, I guess my early afternoon, I have a bunch of time that I wasn't expecting either. So if I decide on something, maybe I'll start roughing in a base sketch or something like that. We'll see. I'll do another thing. I'll send out another tweet or whatever. But yeah, I guess that's it for me today. Thanks for stopping by. You were here for a while. You got to see my, I guess you could call it a creative process, or a lack of creative process. Thanks for streaming, it was fun. Yeah, thanks for watching. It's nice to have someone to talk to. I mean, I normally talk to myself anyway. Stream of consciousness drawing, but yeah. Good to have some back and forth with someone in the chat. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Alright, I guess I'll call it here. I don't actually know what the timing is between when I press the end stream button and the thing actually ends, so I'm just gonna, again, say thanks for coming. That was a fun stream. Oh, you think you'll be streaming at least once this weekend? Awesome, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely try to catch it, because I caught the last one, and I was there for like the whole thing, and it was good. So, I might also, again, be working on stuff in the background and not like being active in chat, but if you're there, I'll be there. So, just let me know. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it off at some point, and hopefully it doesn't cut off in the middle of me saying goodbye or something. But that was drawing, and then next time there will be more drawing. So, that's how it goes. Alright. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you eventually. I'll see you later. Alright. Have a good night.